Hello, welcome to this presentation of Karatbars. Before I start, I would just like you to understand why Karatbars and why have you been invited for this presentation. Currently, we've all been facing what is known as a pandemic, the coronavirus pandemic. And prior to the coronavirus pandemic, we also had a situation where we had to deal with our fiat currency being devalued, which means that whatever currency you deal with, be it the rand or the rupees and other various currencies, we had to deal with the fact that they were being devalued. And with the introduction of the coronavirus, it didn't make matters any easier for us. The point being made here is that you would find with the coronavirus, suddenly people who had a budget, who did a monthly shopping or a monthly budget, they would find themselves having to start doing shopping now. Why? Because they were scared. They were scared that there would be no stock. They were scared that the prices would run up. And as a result, they went into what is known as panic buying. And as a result, it impacted and affected their whole budget and their spending power, because money which was saved, which was kept for a purpose, for a reason, was suddenly being used and taken because of the pandemic that was created. Whether rightly so or not, the authorities knew what they were doing, but it did create this impact for everyone. So the point being made here is that inflation is definitely going to hit us. The question is, what is your plan B? Because right now there's a lockdown, which means that decisions will be taken. Companies will have to decide what to do, because if services are not being rendered or production is not happening, what do we do? What is your plan B? And the idea behind this presentation is to focus on that plan B, which means that yes, I have a job and I'm grateful for my job if I'm still in a job, because companies will take a decision and they will be downsizing whether we like it or not. Question is, what are we doing? What is our safety net? And that is the idea behind this presentation. So I want to take you into trying to understand what exactly is your plan B. Many of us, as you know, we were told that work hard, earn your money, and put your money in the bank. But the same institutes that we have faith in basically are not supporting us, especially during these times, meaning that our fiat currency that we trusted in is no more holding value, which means that when we walk into a supermarket, we get very little out of the money that we actually work hard for. So what experts are saying is that instead of putting all your money in the bank, why don't you take some of that money and invest and build a portfolio, but in gold? Now the question is, why gold? Well, if you look at it, we have the top experts and advisors in the world, and what they say is, who owns gold has always money. And the reason is, why gold, and why is gold so important today? Well, since 2,800 years, gold has been a recurring base of currency and trade. And what that basically means is that since time, as far as we can remember recorded history, gold has been used as a means of exchange for commodities, goods and services, because people understood gold has value. And there was a time where our fiat currency was backed by gold, which meant that you could take your physical money, go over the counter, and you could literally exchange it for gold. But in 1971, Richard Nixon, the then president of the United States, took away the direct convertibility. For whatever reasons, one of it could have been because the European countries were getting far stronger, they were getting far richer, and each and every time they wanted to exchange their currency for the gold, it was depleting the gold reserves in America, and America just felt, look, we're not going to do this anymore. They stopped the direct convertibility, and they said that you can exchange your currency for a currency, not gold anymore. And the moment they took that decision, our economy has had more economic crisis, more economic depression than when it was backed by gold. The statistics. Since then, ever since Richard Nixon took away the direct convertibility, gold has become more valuable, whereas currencies have lost more in their more value each year. So if you look at that, gold is stable. In 1920, a person could afford, if he could afford a 1 kilogram of a gold bar, that same 1 kilogram of gold bar, fast forwarded in 2020, would be worth around 50,000 US dollars, which would be equivalent to actually purchasing one of a Range Rovers or a car of your likes. Statistically speaking, gold has been able to hold its weight. Gold has been able to maintain itself. And the question is, why are we talking about this? What's the correlation between the coronavirus, the pandemic, and the gold? Well, for the simple reason that as you know, that at this point in time and what we're going through, you know very well that our currency is not going to hold strong because businesses are affected, prices are turbulent at this moment, and especially volatile. But gold, on the other hand, gold has been able to maintain its value because if you look at this particular slide, you would see that in January 2000, gold was only around $9 US a gram. Today, 1 gram of gold is worth 50 US dollars, which means it has steadily grown, it has steadily increased. And anybody who invests in gold today has the potential of saving into a commodity, into an asset which carries and holds its value. So the question is, how are we going to do this? How are we going to actually be part of this gold based business that we want to introduce and talk to you about? Well, generally, when most people come for a presentation, they generally have around 5 questions. And these questions generally resonate around these 5 points. And the question is, who is the company? What are their products? Is the remuneration good? Is the time in the market a good place? Are the support structures good? And these are fairly good general questions that we need to ask when we are trying to know whether we should go ahead with this company or not. Please, once again, I want to iterate that this is about a plan B. This is not saying you need to stop what you're doing. This is about building a business which is designed and is helping people around the world, especially for a rainy day. You never know what can happen. And today, as you can see, things are happening and are happening, which are some are not in our control. Question is, what are you doing about it? So with that, let's start with what is the company and who is the company? The company that is helping people around the world to actually save and invest in gold is known as Karatbars. They are a German registered company which was founded in Stuttgart, Germany. And since then, they have expanded to 147 countries and are still growing. And today we have more than 900,000 customers and affiliates. Of course, for more information, you can always go into our website and you can see more about who the people are behind the company. Our global offices we have in Hong Kong, Singapore, Dubai, Slovenia, Romania, and Spain. And we have IT offices in Germany, Bangladesh, and Romania. Of course, more will be established as we gain more credibility and people believe in us and trust in us. We are currently growing into various other countries. Who is the person behind it? Well, the person behind this amazing company that's helping people all over the world is none other than Dr. H.C. Harold Seitz. And he basically has a vision, and his vision is that he wants and he promises that Karatbars and Gold Standard Bank will continue promoting and defending the financial freedom and security of every human being independently and in a decentralized manner. And it's so important we try to understand this because most of the time our money, our assets are in authorities that have the monopolistic rights over what they can do with our money and with our assets. But what Harold Size wants us to do is to give us back the power and say, you decide what you want to do. I'm just going to give you the means, but you will decide on what you want to do with your assets and in your financial state. So hence, he talks about defending the financial freedom and security of every human being in a decentralized manner. Now, Dr. H.C. Harold Zeiss is, of course, the CEO and founder of Karatbars International. He's the senator and the Global Economic Network, which means that he's also the member of the Economic Council, and he advises the government on economic policies. And that can already give you an indication that he plays a vital role, not just in the economy, but he definitely knows what he's talking about. Dr. H.C. Harold Size further went on to write 3 amazing books, which clearly indicates and shows you that this man knows what he's talking about and what he really feels behind what he is doing. He has written a book called Think Big, How to Conquer the World with a Great Idea. He's also written The Future of Money, and the latest one was The King of Gold, where he talks about the importance and the value of gold. Once again, I'd like to iterate that this is a person who knows what he's doing, is a person who's got a very clear idea of what he intends to do and how he wants to go about helping people, not just locally, but around the world. The mission of Karatbars is basically this: to bring pure gold to all people to prevent debt, to help millions of people to find financial freedom, and to guide people into the digital finance world to be prepared for the future. And what we do is at Karatbars, we have combined the best of both the worlds, the digital world with the gold world, and we have combined it, allowing people and to help people all over the world to overcome debt, but at the same time to attain financial freedom. The key is a bright digital future based on a solid foundation of pure gold. With that, let's look at their products and what are they currently dealing with. We've been talking about the company wants to make gold accessible to people all over the world. Now, in many people's mind, they often think that gold is like those gold bars which I showed early on, or jewelry. But what this company is doing is they're specializing in small denominations being accessible to people all over the world. And the reason behind that is, as you know, it's not easy to buy a big, slab of gold and just get it shipped. I mean, there's a lot of customs behind it, red tape behind it, and you'll have to pay a substantial amount just to bring that gold in. So they are focusing on small denominations accessible to people all over the world. And what our company has done, Karatbars, is they have made it in 2 parts, in the gold and in the crypto part. Now, crypto is a concept which a lot of people are currently beginning to understand and to grow into. So even if you don't quite fully get it, not an issue. There's a lot of information on Google which you can learn and understand. But the key idea behind here is that we're diversified into 2 branches, the gold and in the crypto part, which I'll be talking to you about. The first product is the gold product, and what they have done is they have come out with what is known as these nuggets. Now, if you look at it carefully, they are like these postcards, very much like a business card, but embedded in each of these cards are basically these gold nuggets, and it could be 1 gram, could be up to 3 grams, up to 6 grams of gold, which is shipped all over the world in these small denominations. Now, what makes it interesting is like it comes in the form as a gift. So, for example, you have a grandmother who's actually interested in buying a gift for her grandchildren. She's maybe not going to spend on toys, but she will realize that if I spend on gold on my grandkids, it is value which is growing over time. And these cards come in the form of gift cards. They can even come in whatever you want them to be designed into. And of course, that is something that we'll go more deeper into later on. And the second product is what is known as the cash gold. Now, what is cash gold? And the word says it all, cash gold. Dr. Harold Seiss, one of his vision, and is still his vision and mission, is, as I said, to make gold accessible to people around the world. And what he wants to do is to create a currency where you can take that currency to a supermarket, literally exchange your gold, and you can buy products and services. So in order to do that, he created this currency, which is known as cash gold. And it's like your rupees and it's like your dollar, but in the middle of it, you have this embedded gold in it. It could be 1 gram, 3 grams, 6 grams. It really depends what you want to purchase. So please understand, this is our first product that we deal with, and it is shipped to people all over the world. So with that, let's look at a quick video to see how actually this works.
First,
Great. I'm sure that gave you a very good indication of what the cash gold looks like and our first product. Now, what happened is the company evolved and it came up with our first Karatpay system. Now, Karatpay is basically like your PayPal system, which means that you can purchase gold, yes, but you don't have to bring it physically to your place. What you can do is that you can use your mobile and you can transfer that gold to anywhere in the world simply by clicking on the buttons. The point being is that Karatpay is an online platform developed by Karat Gold and Karatbars International for the purpose of cash gold transaction, which means using your mobile phone, you can buy, transfer, and pay with cash gold. And it's so simple to open a Karatpay account because it's free. You can register right now for a Karatpay account and you can start buying, transferring, and paying with cash gold. It's as simple as that. So you can today register for free, a free account. You can buy gold daily, weekly, monthly, whenever. And we have a system which is known as the Gold Rush Friday, which means every Friday, it's something that we do as a team. We buy small denominations of gold, which is basically a habit of saving into gold. You can also send it to anyone, anywhere in the world who has a free Karatpay account, which I mentioned early on. In 2008, the company evolved, all right, and we have moved into what is known as the crypto era. Now, everybody's been talking about cryptocurrency, and what is it? For some of you listening to this presentation, you might know what it is, but I would like to mostly talk about those who are not too sure about it. Basically, I want you to understand that like 11 years ago or so, there was a currency that was launched. It was known as Bitcoin, which is officially known as the first cryptocurrency that came out. And when it came out, it was only worth around 0.10 cents. That same Bitcoin today is worth around 10,000 US dollars. Now, if people had purchased 1,000 Bitcoins 10 or 11 years ago and they just kept it, well, I think you would probably know the answer where they would be today. So why have people embraced this whole cryptocurrency, the crypto technology? Why is it so important? Firstly, we need to understand that cryptocurrency is basically digital currency. It's the currency for the internet, which means you can use that currency to buy products and services, but without the interference or necessary the authorization of banks or authorities which have been governing our state of financial affairs. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them, but it just means that we have no control over it. Every time the bank makes a decision, takes a decision, our money gets affected, which has its pros and cons, but we're not here to talk about that. With a decentralized manner, cryptocurrency means that it now is in our hands to decide what we want to do with that money and how we want to spend that money and who do we want to send or transfer without third parties. And that is what we call as a decentralized concept. Our company, what it did on the basis of this, decided to come up with its own cryptocurrency, like I mentioned about Bitcoin. And it was launched last year, and that was known as KCB. And today, our coins are currently on the open market. You can buy those coins. But interesting enough, we have a new coin, which is also known as the KBC coin, which is basically a merger of two coins that were launched. One was last year in 2019, and the previous one was in 2018. So these coins have merged and they have formed one coin, which is known as the KBC coin. Now, what's interesting about our coin that makes our coin different from other coins? Well, basically, this is what I want to explain to you. Other cryptocurrency coins which are available out there are not backed by anything. They are not backed by anything physical. They are only backed by supply and demand, which means supply goes up, demand, the demand increases or it decreases, and vice versa. The point being made here is that our coin is the only coin that is backed by gold and by the physical assets and the profitability of our company, which means that that carries so much of value and weight that it actually determines the value of our particular coin. And the question is, why should people buy our coins? Why should people invest our coin? Firstly, we know very well that it's backed by gold, yes, and it's also backed by the whole assets of the company and the profitability of the company. But what will ensure that the value of these coins will go up? So what the company has done, it has come up with an ecosystem, a system whereby it has come with products and services, which means that each and every time people use these products and services, that will increase the value of our KBC coin, which means that it will enhance the value. And as the value grows up, we gain more value because of what we purchased. And I'm going to share with you what are some of those products and services the company has come up with that would increase the value of our KBC coin. The first one is we have a Karatbars exchange. Now, the Karatbars exchange is basically a platform that allows you to purchase and buy cash gold, fiat currency, as well as other cryptocurrency. But what's interesting about it is that each time you use the Karatbars account, you are also using the transactions of KBC, which means you're using a transaction fees of KBC when doing these transactions. Once again, it increases the value of KBC. Product. But before I get into that, I just want you to know that you can register for a free Karatbars account, just like I explained to you early on. Karatpay, you can register for a free Karatpay. Likewise, you can also register for a free Karatbars account, and you can buy daily, weekly, monthly cryptocurrencies, send it to anywhere to the world who has a free Karatbars account. The second product that I'm talking about is basically the first phone with voice over blockchain protocol. Wow, that's a lot. That's a mouthful. Basically, what it means that these mobile phones use the latest technology in order for people to feel safe, and they can communicate with people all over the world without service providers being involved in it. And that's a new technology. But why am I emphasizing this? Well, for the simple reason that, once again, if you want to use these phones, it uses KBC coins, which means that the more you use the phone, the more these coins are being used. It increases the value of our KBC coin. So once again, if you buy KBC coins today, and as people start using all these products and services, your value of your coins will start to grow and rise, and you never know where you will be in 5 or 10 years with those coins that you have purchased. Here's a video about it.
Smartphones are yesterday. From now on, all your telephone conversations are bug-proof. You'll serve much faster and without anyone watching. Organize your business online. And all of that at the highest level of security with your Impulse K1 phone. The worldwide unique and the first real voice-over blockchain phone. Your Impulse K1 phone. Developed and realized by Karatbars and Crypto Data.
That's an amazing phone. So please, if you want more information about the phone, contact the person who actually introduced you to this video, to this presentation. I'm sure they'll be able to direct you where you can get more information about it. The third product is we actually have our own ATM machines. We actually call them CEMs, which is cash gold exchange machines. And what these are basically like ATM machines, you can put in your card and you can get access to cash gold. But once again, each and every time we use these machines, it also uses KBC coins for transactional fees. Once again, it increases the value of those coins the more we use these services. We have what is known as the K Merchant. The K Merchant is one of our latest products that we just got released. And basically what it means is that for people who have got businesses, people who have any business, and you want to put your business online, because now we'll talk about globalization and we're all a global village. We want to share our products and services to people around the world. And what that means is that you can register with K Merchant and people can buy your products and services using KBC. And the more they buy your products and services using KBC, it increases the value of that particular crypto coin. Now, the interesting thing about it, it's zero fees for all merchants, but when a merchant decides to become part of the system, he would naturally pay a fee of $200, but he would pay that fee in KBC, which means, once again, I think you know where I'm going with this, it increases the value of KBC. So these are some of our products and services that we offer. We also have our very own laptop, which uses the voice over blockchain technology, and it's one of the, I would say, the latest and the newest, and I think only one of the kind right now that uses this kind of technology, which means that it is bug proof, it cannot be hacked, and privacy is of utmost importance. Coming back to the reason why we have this product is because the more you use it for purposes of dealing with your businesses and other sort of work activity, you will be using KBC coins. And that basically enhances and increases the value of KBC. So here's a little video just to show you a little bit about our laptop. Great. I'm sure that you have a much better idea and much better understanding of actually how this works. And this is just gives you an indication of our various products and services that fall into our ecosystem that makes the value of our cryptocurrency increase. So once again, just a quick summary for those of you that want to bring your minds back in alignment is that we're talking about gold. Yes. And as I said, you can register for free. At the same time, you can also purchase your cryptocurrency. And we are currently talking about that today. So here's the interesting thing that I want to, the whole idea behind this whole presentation is talking about a plan B, which was I was talking about early on. And the plan B is about, listen, I have a job. Yes, I don't have a job, or I'm planning to start my own business, and what are the options available to me? So basically, this is what I want to talk about. Is the remuneration good? And Karatbars is a company that offers a business, all right, a part-time business, which can eventually be a full-time business. And it's your choice, it's your option to get involved either as a part-time basis or on a full-time basis. And the reason is why should we do this business? Well, basically, for those of you that are interested in knowing how you can earn and benefit from this company, you would want to see what can you earn and what can you benefit into this company. Each of these packages, if you look at it carefully, they have got what is known as EP. If you see carefully, each of them have got it written in black, EP. Now that stands for exclusive points. And I want you to look at package number 2, the 150 euros, which has 485 exclusive points, and you get a status called bronze. If you look at package number 3, is 285 euros, you get exclusive points 750, but your status still remains bronze. However, if you look at package number 1, you get 240 e-points, but you get no status. So point being made here is that as you grow, as you increase in your package, your points definitely increase and your status increases. Now, please keep that in mind as I go further in this explanation of what you could benefit and what you could earn if you decide to choose to do the business. So with that, what do you benefit with exclusive points? What that basically means is that if you don't redeem your exclusive points, which means you keep your exclusive points and you start doing the business and you start talking to people, inviting people, and your business starts to grow, you will start to accumulate those EP points, not just by your purchase, but also by the purchases of the people that you bring into the business. And as you accumulate them, what starts to happen? You can redeem those points and you can get access to any one of these products that are on display here. You can get a mobile phone, which is 5,000 EP points, or you can get a laptop, which is 8,000 EP points, or physical gold, or KBC. Even you can go as far as getting your own ATM machine, CEMs, which is around 25,000 EP points. Once again, as I said, the more you save and you decide to redeem it, even for later time, with new products and services, you'll be amazed what products you can actually achieve with that. The question is, what do you earn in this business if you decide to do this business and you decide that I'm going to take this business to the next level and I want to know what I can earn in this business? So for that, I want you to try and understand that we have options available to you. Do you remember I explained to you about that 150 euro and the 285 euros and then the gold, and it goes on to that. So taking that into consideration, let's see what you could actually make and earn in this business by just choosing these simple options. The first commission that you make is known as the direct commissions. Now, before I explain the direct commissions, I have a lot of people come up to me and ask me these questions. And the question they ask me is, Nandish, I'm not good at sales, Nandish. I'm not good at talking to people, Nandish. I'm not good at inviting or presenting to people. How do I do this? Well, interesting enough, everybody who joins the business has to go through training, has to go through a learning process, and it's normal. Likewise, even when you join the business, the first thing that you would do is you would learn how to invite. And that's really all you'll have to focus on, inviting people and getting people on the Zoom calls, inviting people and getting them on Zoom calls, and the presentation will take care of itself. If they have questions to ask and you're not able to answer them, you would of course connect it with the person who brought you here, or a more seasoned or senior person who understands the business, who will definitely help you in growing. So with that in mind, the first commission that you actually earn is the direct commission. And the direct commission means that, let's say, for example, we have Jane, and Jane brought John, and Jane had purchased a 285 euro package, and John also purchased a 285 product package. Jane would get 10% out of that particular amount that John bought, but more importantly, it is 75% of that particular purchase that John made. So if John purchased 285 euro package, the company would take 75% out of that and pay you 10% of that 75%. I hope that makes sense. So the first direct commission is 10%. And what would happen is John would go and meet his friend. Let's say he would meet his friend Jake, and he would tell Jake, hey, listen, there's an amazing business, amazing concept. Would you be interested to look further into it? Jake likes the idea. He joins, and he also joins at 285. Now, what happens is that John will earn 10% because he's the first referrer, but Jane will earn 3% out of Jake's purchase. And as a second referrer. Now, the point here is that it goes up to 3 levels. Now, let's say Jake meets, let's say Jill, and Jill also purchases 285. Now, what happens is that Jake will earn the 10%, John will earn the 3%, and Jane will earn 2%. So basically, you earn 15% of direct commissions on what the person has purchased. Now, if let's say, take another scenario, John purchases a 4,000 euro package and Jill purchases, another 3,000 euro package. You get 2% out of that. You would get 10% out of John and 3% out of Jill. 2%. So the point being made is that whatever they purchase, you actually start to earn, which is unbelievable. And you can get a very good amount of commission because it's paid on a weekly basis and it is paid directly into your MasterCard that the company, you can purchase from the company. So here's the interesting thing about why you need to go into multi-packages. And let me explain this to you and break this down, the table in front of you. Basically, if you join at a 150 euro package, basically what it means is that as you grow your team, you will only earn e-points up to 2 generations, which means that let's say I come back to my example, Jane brought 5 people in her business and all of them purchased the 150 euro package. She would benefit the direct commissions, yes, but she'll only benefit the EP points of 40 out of those 5 people. And if those 5 people brought another 5 people, that is generation 2, she would earn 40 points from each of them. But the moment those 25 people bring their 5, which goes to generation 3, she doesn't benefit any EP points, okay? Which means that it just stops right there. She will benefit what is known as the dual team commission and other commissions, which I'll be talking about, but the EP points, she doesn't earn. So if you look at the 285 euros, and this is where it gets really interesting, here it is. You earn up to 2 generations, yes, but you earn cash gold. Yeah, you earn cash gold from the purchases that your teams are making. It's not like you have to buy the gold. It is your team who is purchasing for themselves. They earn the gold, but also the company gives you free gold, which means that they do the purchase, but you get the gold. All right. So the gold you get is 0.1 gram of gold. Now, can you imagine that gold accumulating over time? Because people are purchasing on a weekly basis, monthly basis, but each and every time they purchase that gold, it goes up to you. And if today the value of 0.1 gram of gold, you know what it is, and as you accumulate this, it is just money growing in your account. And that's amazing. But here's the interesting thing. If you join at a 285 euro qualification, it means that you benefit from the generation 1 of everyone who purchases 285, but also you benefit from people who have also purchased the 150. Exactly. So which means if you have 2 groups of people, one group of people in your generation 1 purchased the 285 and another one purchased the 150, you benefit from them. And as a result, you earn up to 2 generations. But if you start at 285 and somebody under you purchases a VIP package, you do not benefit anything that person has purchased, which means you do not benefit the e-points or the cash gold or even the jewel team. Nothing comes up to you there. The point being made here is that for you to benefit from these other packages, okay, EP points means you would have to upgrade or move to these packages so that you also benefit, but up to 7 generations. If you start with the bronze, the 285, you only earn up to 2 generations. If you move to silver, you benefit up to 3 generations. But however, if you move to the VIP, you benefit from 7 generations. So if you do that mathematically, if your first generation brought 5, your second generation, those 5 brought their 5, that's 25, and it goes to 125, and it just keeps growing, 625. Can you imagine what your 7th generation is? And you get cash gold moving up, and you get points moving up to you. Wow, I think you can do your maths and you have a much better idea where we're going. So with that, we don't talk about the 75 euro package because you really don't benefit much with that. So I really hope you understood the packages and what you could benefit from it. I'm going to show you an example of what you can earn using these multi-packages. But once again, this is a disclaimer. This is just an example. It doesn't mean it does happen. It will only happen, of course, if you put the required amount of effort and commitment to it. So it's just a disclaimer. It's a hypothetical example of future-based activity-driven and compound growth. And here, I want you to take, for example, that you started with 150 multi-package and you brought 10 people. Now, remember what I said, you do earn the direct commission, which means that you earn up to 112 euros cash. Not bad. But you get no cash gold, but you get the 400 exclusive points. You take that a little further. Months 2 and 3, you have a team size of 110, which means those 10 bring their 10. You get, the second level of commissions, which has now got 530 plus the one that you earned previously. Once again, no cash gold, but you get 4,400 exclusive points. But here comes the downside. The moment it goes to month 4 and 12, when you go to the 3rd generation, yes, you will earn the 3rd level of direct commission, 4,705 euros, which is not bad. It's pretty good. It will give you enough money for you to upgrade if you choose to upgrade. But you end up with 4,400 exclusive points, which is the same as previous, which means that you do not earn the new exclusive points, which means that as your team starts to grow, you don't benefit those exclusive points, which means it's a bit of a downside of that. So keeping that in mind, what the aim behind here is that, and if you choose, let's say, the VIP package, which is a 3,000 euro package, you would find the same amount of people that you were bringing with the 150. What difference could it make? Firstly, your direct commissions, 2,927 euros cash, but you get 5 grams of cash gold, and you get 5,500 exclusive points, which, as I said, you can redeem, and you can get other products, which I showed you early on. And as it grows, just up to 3 levels, months 2 and 3, each of those 10 bring their 10, you get 15,000 euros, 950 cash, but now you got 55 grams of cash gold plus the grams of gold that I mentioned early on. So already you're sitting with 2 sources of income plus the exclusive points. Now, let's say you decided to redeem your exclusive points for more cash gold. Well, that's more money. And if you do the maths and you do the calculation, you've got 15,000 euros of cash. You have got 55 grams of cash gold, which is still money. And you got 60,500 500 exclusive points, which if you redeem, you can benefit and you can earn from that. In mind, the same amount of work that you're doing with the 150, if you were a VIP, the same amount of people, same amount of time invested, what do you end up getting? You would end up getting around 122,530 euros, which is equivalent to around 5 million rupees cash in 6 months, which is around an average of 857,000 rupees. Now, once again, I did mention to you that we have a disclaimer that this is just an hypothetical example. even if you half that, even if you get 10 or 20% out of that, I'm pretty sure that's good part-time income money, which can help you apart from your jobs, apart from other things that you're doing, that could pay for something. It could pay for the groceries, it could pay for maybe just a good evening out with the family, going to a wonderful restaurant, or even just going on a holiday. Whatever your choices are, but I'm pretty sure that substance or that substantial amount of money can make a difference in your life. So with that, was mentioning early on about the statuses that you have. Remember, we said about bronze, and we talked about gold, and we talked about silver. That also plays a very important role as you're growing the business. And the point here is that if you are a bronze and you decide to grow your business, remember each of these products have certain amount of points. And what happens is that the company calculates the total number of points that you have accumulated in 1 week, and they add it up. So let's say, for example, Jane joined the business, and on one leg she brought John, and on another leg she brought Jake. And both these guys, wonderful, powerful leaders, they started growing the business. And in 1 week, what the company does, it calculates the total number of points on Jane's right side and on Jane's left side. And if in those total number of points make a minimum of 75 points, which means, let's say John made 25 points and Jake made 50 points and she made 75 points, depending on her status, she would get an extra 40 euros if she was a bronze. But if Jane was a VIP, with those 75 points, she would get 80 euros, which means that the more the points, it's not just coming from John or from Jake, it's the whole team on Jane's left side and the whole team on Jane's right side. They count these points, and if it can make multiples of 75 points, you would earn these commissions. So that is known as the dual team commissions, apart from the direct commissions which I mentioned early on. So this is just an example to show you what each package, how many points we have. So if you look at the dual team bonus points that we have unit 1 up to 200 units, which means that if somebody, let's say using the example of John and Jake, if they purchase the multi-package 7 and they purchase 200 points each of them, that you divide by 75, it will clearly show you how much multiples of 75 you would have, and you'll multiply that with your status, and you'll get so much of that per week. So I'm sure that gives you a much better indication of it. And the last bonus that I really want to emphasize is known as the matching bonus, which is a very powerful form of bonus, an interesting form of bonus for those of you that are interested to see the other forms of earning in this business. Now, the matching bonus means that depending once again on your status, with everybody in your team, up to 7 generations, depending on your status, each and every time they earn a commission, okay, each and every time they get the dual team commission, you get 5% out of that commission, which means that if you are a VIP and your team is up to 7 levels, you can of course have more levels than that, but they will only pay you up to 7 levels. You will earn 5% of all the commissions that are actually generated from that. And that's an amazing form of bonus. Now, please, once again, meet with the person who brought you in this business, do the maths, do the calculation. You will start to see numbers that will astonish you. So, is the timing in the market a good time? Yes, it is. It's a very good time. You know what is going on. Now is to actually get onto it. So, is it a good time? Yes. Why? Because you know what's happening. We've got a financial crisis due to what's happening around the world with the coronavirus. So there isn't a single reason why you should not get into this and start building your business plans and your plan B. We have people all over the world rushing into gold, and it is now that we need to really embark into this journey. As you can see, people are spending due to the coronavirus, but it's really digging deep in their pockets. They don't have plan B, but they also don't have any choice. They have to do it. Now we are giving them a choice, and we're giving them a plan B. Question: is the support structures good? Yes, it is, because you're not just getting support from me or the person who brought you here, you are also getting support internationally. We have trainings, we have weekly presentations, we have online webinar training and presentation each week. We even now, we have introduced more Zoom calls considering what is happening. We have national, international events every 2 to 3 months, monthly training on a Saturday to get started. We have, of course, a system which is helping people and the team to effectively commence and start the business. So having said that, I want to say, for those of you that are ready to make their mind up, congratulations, welcome to the team. Really excited to have you on board. For those of you that really want to get started and want to know what is step one, please contact your referring affiliate immediately. Register for your free account now. There's nothing to pay. Take advantage of our systems and use our own landing page immediately. Visit our webinars, live meetings, conferences, and team pages. And team, this is an amazing business. So I would like to take this opportunity to tell you all that you are independent, yes, but you're not alone. All right, we are here, we're here to support you. So once again, thank you very much for listening onto this call, listening to this presentation. Take the right decision. For any questions and answers, please contact the person who brought you here, and I'm looking forward to meeting all of you. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful evening with you and your family. Thank you very much.